Eurovision 2018 is drawing to a close. Tonight is the jury final here inside Altice Arena. We have now watched endless rehearsals. There's been months of drama, talk, selections, and the moment is upon us. Should we talk about our top three? Let's do this! Yes, the journey is coming to an end. There are so many songs, 43 overall, 26 in the final. Porrig, why don't you give us an honorable mention and then your number three?
Oh my god, I couldn't pick my number three, now I have to pick my honorable mention. This is quite tough, but I am going to go with Estonia. And now I move on to my top three?
Yes.
Third is... It's a song, it was like, at the start it was my number one and it was unassailable in that position before arriving in Lisbon, and I couldn't think of any other song that could possibly topple it, but then it came to Lisbon and it didn't quite live up to expectations, and it is of course Israel's Netta and Toy. And I think it's still a very strong song, it's still a great pop song, she still sings it very well, but the staging just, it's not a winner's staging. It's a very respectable place at Eurovision staging. It deserves to be on the left-hand side. It deserves to be in the top 5. But this whole thing with the cats, it's not high impact. The song, we fell in love with the song, but the music video was a key part of it, and the music video was very high impact. It was in your face. It had all the dancers doing the weird things. It was all these bright colours. It wasn't two cabinets full of golden cats. Yes, Netta is still fabulous. I will play the song forevermore. And yes, it's my number 3, and it's not my winner, and I don't think it will be Europe's winner, unfortunately.
My number 4, aka the honorable mention, is Hungry. I've loved this song so much this Eurovision season. I think it looks great. You know, it could have easily been my number 2, my number 3, but this is a tough game, and so I had to choose, and it's my honorable mention. My number 3 is Moldova. Keisha now is calling, and those closet doors are wide open. Yes, it is. I love how clever and cute this is, how simple and yet how effective it is. Every time I watch it, I want to see, are they going to slip? How are they going to pull this off? There's a story there. It's cute. Their expressions are vigorous and fun and bright and happy. It's just really touching, actually, to know that this really poor country in Eastern Europe only spent 5,000 euros and they have one of the best acts. I really hope that the fact that Russia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, all these Eastern countries are out means that the Russian diaspora will get behind this. Philip Kirkorov, of course, wrote the song. I'm wishing them the best. I don't know if I'll listen to this song after Eurovision, but I know I'll watch the performance after Eurovision. And ultimately, this is a TV show, so that says a lot.
So my honourable mention, I want to say is Portugal. Maybe my 5 is Germany, but anyway, yeah, Portugal is my honourable mention. My number 3 is Hungary, AWS with Viszlatnya. I think it's just so refreshingly authentic, and it's something different being brought to the Eurovision stage in a way that, at the end of the day, it feels like they could play it at Wacken or Wacken, whichever, this metal festival that they've now been invited to perform at. And then they can also do it on a Eurovision stage, and it would work no matter what. I love the staging. It's not a song that I would ever think I would really enjoy, and yet every time it's on, I just end up with the biggest smile on my face. I think that they are really, really fun people. You can obviously tell that they're enjoying it and that they have actually thrown themselves into this Eurovision thing. Whereas a lot of other acts where they've come from, this is what we're going to do, and they end up thinking that they're a bit high and mighty, maybe. Nobody thinking about that in particular. I just think that, yeah, it's just really, really good. Hungary, once again, every year they send a Hungarian language song. It's something different and it's something special. Kedvesem Origo, now Viszlatnya, great track record. At some point, Hungary will win Eurovision, and I think it might be soon, but I just don't think it's this year. I just think it's a little bit too much as I would love to see it win.
All right, from honorable mention to number 3, we go to number 2, our runner-up for Eurovision 2018, Porrig.
Mercy, William.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Mercy by Madame Monsieur from France, and it's a song. I suppose like it's quite hard. This is quite hard because we really like this song, but I have to explain why it's my number 2.
Yeah.
And while I feel that it is a very strong song, it's got a very strong message, and it is very atmospheric. It's not as atmospheric as it could be, and it's just missing the magic moment. But we could be about to see it once the live show happens, because obviously France haven't performed in front of a packed house. They've done the jury show for semi-final 2, but apart from that we haven't seen it. But it could all come to life, especially the moment where they're like, mercy, mercy.
Oh yeah.
Because there is so much of it there, but there's elements that aren't working. Like I don't think it feels maritime enough. It doesn't have this feel of the sea, and it doesn't feel. I don't get the same sadness, and that was kind of attached to it in Destination Eurovision, because Destination Eurovision, it seemed nearly more powerful, even though it was in a much smaller arena. And you would say that here it should be amplified, the message, but it's still a very strong song. The vocals are very strong. The couple's image, their look, it's very memorable. And it really works. And it's got like, if it's in with this year's kind of no more fast music, back to basics, because it's a very well written song, but it's got the message, but it's not a message for the sake of a message. It's not like, say, Russia's song this year where they've rolled out and they've got some pure, or Malta had her Taboo, and Jessica and Jennifer had their anti-bullying, and if their messages felt tacked on and unauthentic, whereas this is real, this is genuine, but it's still only my number 2.
That was also at one point my number 1 during this fortnight, but staging is key, and I basically agree with you. Something in the staging has not taken away, but not amplified it enough. I love them though, they're amazing. And they could still win. Hey, we don't know what's gonna happen, because anything could happen. When that audience comes alive, bam. In any case, my number 2 is Germany. Hallo Deutschland. This was a song that I always liked, but I understood why people may not like it, because it is a little cheesy. But then I saw the staging, and the cheese for me disappeared, and this became so much more artistic. It really amplifies the story in my mind. The graphics don't distract me. Most viewers don't have English as their native language. They maybe speak English, but it's going to help them understand the story by having those doodles, by having the words. So I don't mind that it's very literal. I think this is some of the best staging here. It is so effective. That projection screen behind him is telling a story. It's very emotional. But put that to the side. The most impressive thing about this is Michael Schulte himself, or Michael Schulte, I can never say it right. He is so good. He is living every moment of the song, and rather reliving many of his own experiences and emotions. He wells up, you see his eyes welling up, and when you see that, you want to well up. I'm gonna do it right now. There is something about this performance that is so touching. So touching. It doesn't even need to be described, it needs to be felt. And I think many people are feeling this. I've been really pleased to see in the past few days, or rather in the past 2 days really, people starting to notice this. Now the bookies are noticing this. This is well deserved. I prefer this to any of Germany's other entries ever. And I know Lena's Satellite was amazing, Taken by a Stranger was amazing. But that was all more poppy to me. This strikes an emotional chord that is just so powerful. They should be very proud of what they've done. Good luck.
My number 2, it's Cyprus. Eleni Foureira's Fuego. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the song that I think will win Eurovision 2018. I have very few doubts now almost that it will win. And I do love it. There's just one other song that has picked it just for various reasons, but I think that Eleni has taken what was, in my opinion, a fairly generic pop song at the end of the day, and then on stage, just through her charisma, she has a natural charisma that even if there was no music and she was just to do that dance, you'd almost be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to vote for you, because she just owns every bit of that stage. Everything she does it with purpose, she does it with poise. She is amazing, and I just think that it has brought to life this amazing pop song that I think could be a hit around Europe in the months after this contest. I mean, you look at the success of Lo Malo just alone in Spain, and you think this is better than that. And now, the entirety of Europe and the world, maybe not China, are going to hear this song. And I think that it could be a huge hit. She's going to have she's already got an amazing career, but I think her career is just going to keep on taking off. When people, we only see a certain amount of people watch on the semi-finals. When all of Europe sees this, that's when you need to look at things like Spotify and YouTube and things like that. Don't know where they're going to host it in Nicosia or Limassol, but hey, that's their problem to deal with, not mine. But yeah, amazing job, Cyprus.
Well, I can already see the comments now. People are going to be like, Pork is such a hater because he had so many negative comments about his number 3 and number 2, and why can't he be positive? And the reason is because a certain woman ruined everything else for me, because she was just so fabulous, so brilliant, so good, and her name is Eleni Foureira from Cyprus, and she is on fire. Fuego is my number 1. Like, literally for me, Fuego is like up on top of Mount Everest. Everyone else is at base camp.
Mount Samoilova.
And nothing comes close for me. And when we saw her first rehearsal, it was like, that was like the moment. And no other song has given me the same thing. There were so many songs that have come close and had elements. Some of them had very strong songs, others had good staging, but none were the whole package. And people are dismissive of Eleni. They're like, oh, well, all she says is, yeah, fuego. But there's a lot more to it. And lyrics are obviously an important part, but it's the delivery. And this, people keep forgetting that it is the Eurovision Song Contest. And this woman, she's doing all this fabulous dancing with her backing singers. Her vocal is perfect throughout.
Yeah.
And I know she's assisted, I think she has a backing singer backstage, but...
Who is a man, by the way.
Yes, so she is singing. There's not going to be a repeat of what you said, Mount Samoilova, and last night when Mount Samoilova was smiling serenely while her backing singer sang. There's none of that because Eleni Foureira sings it all. And the thing is, if anybody watches like our YouTube channel and sees the playlist from the Wee Wee Jam, you will see that Eleni Foureira, she doesn't just do one song. When she shows up, she does a million. Like, if she had her way, she would be singing Eurovision on stage way beyond the 3 minutes. But like, she's a consummate professional.
Totally.
And like, people are comparing her to Beyonce, but like, she is Eleni Foureira.
Yeah.
And like, she is her own, she is the big deal. She is the star that everybody here cares about. When in Euroclub, they play her 3 or 4 times every night and it gets the same reaction. Like, everybody goes crazy for it. And like, I really think that she will win the televote. And I think the jury should respect it, because these juries are music professionals. They work for record labels, they're composers, whatever. They're in the industry. They should see that this is a hit. They should respect it. And I will be devastated if she doesn't win.
Yeah, this is one of those songs you want to see it through. There's always hype for someone. Like last year, Italy, Francesco Gabbani, there was all this hype and then he didn't win. And like, I wasn't particularly disappointed. If this doesn't win, I will be disappointed. This is also my number 1. Kerosene, gasoline, Eleni Foureira, honey. She is such a kind woman. At the Wee Wee Jam, our party on Wednesday night, when she spoke about her personal history, about fleeing her country, original country, Albania, during the Civil War, establishing a new life, starting over from scratch, it was actually incredibly touching. She is not just a pretty face. She is not just a woman with an amazing voice. She's actually a kind person. And when she sings of Fuego, there's something honest and sincere here. Yes, it can be the sexual sensuality, all of that kind of fire, passion, lust, but it can also be personal fire, picking yourself up, starting over, rebuilding. Fire destroys things, but strangely, new life can spring from that. Rise like a phoenix, honey. She embodies so much more than just this song. But even if you don't know all that, the song's amazing. This is the kind of fast food I want to eat. It is just so entertaining. It's the one song, maybe along with Moldova, that every time it's on the and Germany, every time it's on, I want to watch it all the way through. I want to see every detail. I want to watch the whole thing. It's just so good. The coloring, that purple, that fire. When she walks out at the beginning, it's like she's emerging from the mist. They've taken a simple stage and made it look so high tech. I don't know where she's emerging from, but I just want her to come out quicker. This song gets stuck in your head. You feel good, you feel happy. And you know, for me, coming down to Germany and Cyprus, I think they're both amazing, amazing songs. But I guess at Eurovision, the tendency is to want to feel happy as opposed to feeling awe-inspired and emotional. They're both valid feelings, but I think voters at Eurovision at a party, they want that lift. And Michael Schulte's song, while it is uplifting in its own way, it's more of an emotional meditation, and that's fantastic. But I don't know if in this 2-horse race for me, I think the fire maybe burns a little brighter, but they're both amazing entries. And so I feel the Fuego. I'm sending you love. I'd love to have Eurovision on a beach in Limassol. You don't need an LED. They can build sandcastles and perform before them. It's gonna slay.
So somebody pointed out to me today that my favourite Eurovision song of all time is Serta Erener's Everywhere That I Can.
Is it?
And she performed 4th in the running order. And coincidentally, the song that I think may actually now be my favourite Eurovision song ever is performing fourth in the running order, and it's Ieva Zasimauskaite's When We're Old. And I know the exact moment that I think I actually fell in love with this song, and it was when we were in Riga, me and Porig, and she was speaking to us, and she said, when I'm on stage, I'm thinking about, I want to see my husband, and that to be the last thing I see before I die, effectively. And just on multiple personal levels, that really touches me. And it's why I get so emotional when I watch that song and when I talk about it, is because it affects me very personally. And for that to come through, and I've seen so many comments on Twitter as well where other people have said, I was in floods of tears watching this. For a song to be able to do that in 3 minutes, and for her to do that by herself on that stage, yes, she's got graphics, but she could just do that and it would be amazing. And that is just such a talent and such an amazing song, and the way it's crafted together, I think it's spectacular. And she is by far and away the nicest person I've ever met at Eurovision. She's absolutely lovely. I wish her the best. I really want her to do well. I don't think it's going to win, but it deserves to get Lithuania's best ever result. So hats off to Lithuania. I have criticised that selection for years and years, but you delivered it this year. Yeah, amazing.
I love what you said. She is a nice person. And at the Wee Wee Jam, we have all, maybe not you, but we had certainly shaded her, and she was nothing but love, nothing but kindness on both the red carpet and at the Hard Rock Cafe. She gets that you can say things about songs and it's not personal. She's a very mature person. She doesn't need media training because she is a nice person. I think you summed her up excellently. In any case, that is what we think. Those are our top 3 after all of this. We're actually going to watch the jury final now, so maybe we'll have a different jury winner in a few minutes. But y'all watch this and leave your comments down below.
And if you've stuck with us this long for the last 2 weeks, it'd be a shame to miss any of our other videos, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any.
And we really deserve a like. Once again, 2 weeks of this. It's been amazing, but thank you so much for watching as well. Everybody that has, it's been amazing. You make this so worth it.
You do.
Leave that like, though.
And you can dislike. It's fine, honestly. We'll see you later. Bye!